welcome back to the channel. Today we will talk about a book that I just received on Christmas Eve. It was supposed to be a birthday gift from my mother, but it was not published until Christmas. It is a brand new book by Sea-Watch, Limited Liability Company. It is one of the new editions that the proprietor Mike Illes has added. I don't think that Aphoffing needs introduction on this channel. I owe Up a lot over the years as far as my interest and my knowledge of Dutch shipbuilding is concerned. He has contributed immensely, especially in the early stages of my work. One of the first things that I read when I started studying Dutch shipbuilding was actually App's articles in the International Journal of Nautical Archaeology from the 1980s on his reconstruction or his interpretation of Nicholas Witsen's presentation of the construction of a pinnace of about 400 tons. So ever since I have been collecting, reading and following everything that Up has published. I've had the very great pleasure of meeting Up on a number of occasions. We have corresponded. Some of the books that I have of his have already been presented on the SYSTER channel, and you can see links to those. Furthermore, Up is also well known on the forum, and lately he has started constructing cardboard models. I almost call them quick and dirty, but they are neither of the two. They are not quick, they are not that dirty, although they are infinitely faster to construct than a normal traditional model. The cardboard model has major advantages from the point of view of archaeology and ship reconstruction. I have played with such models before. I have used them in the reconstruction process of the Kitten shipwreck, among others, and it is something that I like to present to as a technique of ship reconstruction that computers have not invalidated to the present day. While the computer may think that it has produced a fair line, until you actually try to plank hull shape, you can never be certain that it is buildable. Don't ask me how I know. Returning to the book, over the forums, however, I have read, of course, some of his postings, though I rarely have time to be on forum, about display models that he is building with cardboard. And on this channel you have seen before my building of the Clydesdale plantation sloop based on cardboard. Some of it was my own ideas, some of it was influenced by App's posts. So when I saw that a book dedicated to cardboard models is forthcoming, I of course lined up and ordered it immediately for release. Finally, the book is released. And it is a beautiful product, as pretty much every Sea-Watch book that I have ever seen or owned is. The orientation is a little bit strange for me and less convenient to go through and read when you are in bed or sitting in a chair rather than in a desk, but then it is intended to be really a manual for how to do this sort of models. And this pretty much limits all the criticism that I have for the book. From there onwards, at the end of the book, Up is giving you preliminary, well, a quick shortcut to start your building with two vessels, a small scrap and his famous pinnace, this time converted to cardboard. He's providing you all the blanks from which you can copy and actually jumpstart your cardboard construction. I haven't had the time to go through the book completely. I'm only about, maybe not even half of it have I read. I'm sure that the sister channel of She Who Must Be Obeyed will eventually produce a detailed page-by-page paging through the book. So stay tuned for that before you decide whether you want to buy it or not. But personally, I find it very interesting, very encouraging, and I am looking forward to having at least some time to sit down, read it in detail, and play with it. As a matter of fact, this book offers you more than just a manual of cardboard construction. It even goes into producing the sort of Photoshop drawings that Ab and his son Emil Hoffing have become quite experts at producing, like, for example, the cover of this book. This is actually a Photoshop painting, involving the models that Ab has constructed together with background sea and the skies. And it's quite well done. It's quite interesting, quite entertaining. And I think it would be great, good fun to do something like this. For me, however, this is a question of research. And of course, Ab Hoffing started the same way. He specifically talks about this in the book, that this gave him the chance to experiment with shapes, to experiment with proportions in a quick, dirt cheap, and a way that if it doesn't work, you have not spent so much time in it that it becomes hard to throw it away or leave it off. If something is not working out, well, the dustbin, the recycling bin is right next to you. You can start from scratch again with other pieces of cardboard. For me, these are important exactly for visualization of the shapes. I have a similar model built of the Kyrenia wreck from the end of the 4th century and beginning of the 3rd century BC, famous wreck from Kyrenia. I have done it obviously with the Clydesdale plantation sloop, although in this case it was not so much reconstruction purposes, it was visualization purposes to show the shape to students. And of course, she who must not be named twisted my arm behind my back and made me plank it with wood. And she just could not bear the thought of something not being a proper model and being left as is. What can I say? Anyway, the point that I'm making is another model that is under construction on my desk in my laboratory at the university is actually of the Asada vessel, and I intended to build a few others. I am in the process, will be in the process of constructing such models, study models for the Ottoman wrecks that I'm reconstructing and putting together at the moment for the book, the Byzantine wreck that I'm halfway through reconstructing and publishing, and a number of other wrecks that I have on my desk. And one day, especially if I live to be 100, I probably will manage to publish everything that I have on my desk. And the final thing that I will say about this sort of models is that my very good friend, I would say probably one of the best, if not the best maritime artists, Peter Rindlisbacher, also uses this sort of cardboard models in his paintings for proportions, and I have seen quite a few at his place, and they were one of the inspirations of my earlier playing with this sort of cardboard models. But for display models, this, ladies and gentlemen, is the book that you need. It is not going to tell you how to bend paper. It is not going to tell you that, actually it will tell you that water-based glues are not a good idea on paper. It is probably from, well, it is basically written for people with common sense. Ab, congratulations on another excellent book, and thank you so much. It is already giving me hours of pleasure. To you, ladies and gentlemen, dear viewers, thank you ever so much for watching, for listening. I'm very, very grateful for this. It's very flattering. And once again, my special gratitude goes to the sponsors of the channel. This means a very great deal to me. Thank you so much, and see you soon.